even if they have struggles throughout the regular season, they're a team that always shows up in the post. But you have to make it to the postseason. So tonight, they have to put up big numbers. They have to have a really great competition if they want to get there.
Alabama leads off on vault with the sophomore from Virginia, Jamison Sears, coming off of a 9.825, was also in the leadoff spot last week. She was sick, not sure if she was going to make this lineup, but she's kicking us off tonight.
So much power, had a little slip in her feet at the end. It looked like she kind of just came in a little, honestly, just from a weird angle. You'll see how much flight and distance she gets away from the table. But again, it was just kind of a little stumble. It seemed like a mistake. Again, she's been battling sickness. You've got to take that into account. Has not had as much practice and training as the other athletes. And it was her first time back in the vault lineup last week. So she's still kind of getting used to that competition feel.
Emma Grace Boyd leads off for Auburn on bars. They had a season low 48.925 last week in a loss at Florida, where they did perform pretty well, though, in a very tough spot to do gymnastics.
Emma is a beautiful bar worker. Got this lineup started just like this last week. Beautiful stick.
Welcome to Tuscaloosa for one of the best rivalries in college sports. Alabama and Auburn here inside Coleman Coliseum for the 21st Power of Pink meet. Alex Perlman along with national champion at Florida, Kennedy Baker. So glad you could join us as we continue Friday Night Heights here on SEC Network after LSU was able to get a big win on the road against Kentucky. We have already had two gymnasts go, one for each team. Jamison Sears started off for Alabama with a 9.65, and they go to the senior now from Tampa, Jordan Paradise. They will look to drop Jamison Sears' score.
Their first 10.0 vault, slight under rotation, had that hop back, but way to get this lineup back on track for Jordan. Really great amplitude. I like how you can see her legs glued together throughout that vault. Just had that slight shuffle back. When you see those vaults come in, you want their feet right underneath you. If they're too far in front or too far behind, they're not really going to get that stick.
First score for Auburn, a good one, 9.825 for Emma Grace Boyd. Auburn coming off of a season low 48.925 on the road at Florida on this event. They are capable of much, much more. The 12th ranked bars team in the country. And here's Caroline Leonard, the senior from Birmingham, just an hour away from us, making her collegiate bars debut tonight.
This is a big moment for Caroline to be a senior and just now debuting at event. It's incredible. It's impressive. The judges want to see those handstands all the way up. They can see them from the side to really tell if they're in that 10 degree of vertical. It looked like she was from our angle, and great effort to try and get that landing.
Not bad after tearing her Achilles last year. First routine since 2023.
Beautiful height on that opening release. You saw her try to spot that landing, just the smallest shuffle back, but her coach and her teammates are excited. We've got to give her hype about that.
So far, 9.65, 9.8 for Alabama on vault. Remember, you count 5 scores in each rotation. One can be dropped, hoping it's Jamison Sears. Here is Corinne Benogin from New Jersey.
She can nail this vault, Alex. Oh!
Wow. That is not what Alabama needed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, Alex, especially the back end of that lineup is really going to want to pick that up, start getting these sticks. Ashley wanted these sticks. She had a lot of power. It just opened a little too quickly. It's hard on those front landing vaults. You can't see your feet coming into the ground. You've got to feel where you're at in the air, and just anticipated it a little too quickly.
So unlike her, too, with back-to-back 9-9+ scores. And you can see the multiple steps going off the mat. There are going to be a lot of deductions there for the judges to take into account. And the 9.65 from Sears is probably going to have to stand. Sophia Groth now, the senior from Iowa, season high 9.9 last week. Absolutely stuck her dismount.
Great first handstand right into her release right there. Huge amplitude. This is a nice, clean routine from Sophia. This is one of her best seasons, which is impressive as a senior to step up. Your body's tired, and she looks so consistent this year.
2 in a row.
Nailed that dismount. Auburn's doing a really great job. This was their biggest struggle last week, was bars. Beautiful handstand. She stopped and held that. That's exactly what the judges want to see. And then great height on that release. I love that her elbows were all the way extended. Sometimes you'll see them bend to get more rise off the bar, and spots that landing. Great routine from Sophia.
And we will see plenty more of her. The Tigers are on absolute fire here on the road in Coleman Coliseum, a venue they have never won in. Is this the season here for Auburn? But Noggin with a 9.575, and here's Swanton.
Big 1.5. You can tell they're going for the sticks. They're giving their best effort, but sometimes, especially on those 1.5s, it's hard to find that landing. You've got to feel it in the air. If you anticipate an open too soon, it's too late. You've got to stay in and hope that you're there, and then wait for that stick to come.
Can Alabama head coach Ashley Johnston talk about starting strong? They wanted momentum to begin this meet, and now they've got the exact opposite. How do they reset?
I think that their reset is going to be from that back end of the lineup. They're following with Gabby and Lily. You want those seasoned seniors in the back. Also, they're heavy competitors. They're going to step up and deliver super strong, aggressive vaults, and that's exactly what Alabama needs right now.
Now Alex Irvine following up Groth's 9.9, the UCLA transfer on balls.
Alex has done great work for this Auburn program, transferring over from UCLA, really bringing that experience and knowledge to their lineup. Another nailed dismount for Auburn. They are crushing it on bars. This is the bounce back that head coach Jeff Graba really wanted from his team on this event specifically.
You know, the thing about Auburn, though, is they had to count a low score last week, or on bars, and they're going 49-4 and a 197-2 for the meet, even though they were only able to post a 196-825 in that loss to Florida. It can change really quickly for a team, can it?
It can change really quickly. You can see that. If you have a rough one, you can still bounce back and step up, and Auburn is showing off that depth that they have throughout the rest of their lineups.
Need a good one here from Gladio.
And you see she kind of overcooked that one, saw her teammates under-rotating, gave it a little more gas, had that hop forward, but on those forward-facing vaults, you want to see rotation or a step going forwards versus backwards. It shows that you have a little more height and amplitude.
You can only drop one score, and so far there is nothing above a 9.8, and I'm not sure Gladio's is going to be that either. So just Lily Hudson to come, who had a 9.9 last week. She's capable of a perfect score there, but the pressure is absolutely on her to stay in this meet. Here's Olivia Greaves, the former U.S. national team member from Staten Island. She had her first miss of the season last year, went over on her handstand, so let's see if she's able to correct it this time out.
Beautiful work. I love that she connected that. Great job. And this is where, oh, just a little short, a little shy on that handstand. Didn't go as aggressive because she tipped it last time. Came in short on that dismount as well. Probably held back a little bit. Didn't want to get that tip. Wanted to stay on the bar. You could see the fight throughout the routine.
This is kind of a special meet for Ashley as well, because the head coach for Alabama, not only is this her alma mater, but she was the associate head coach for Jeff Graba at Auburn before taking the head job here in Tuscaloosa. So we did talk to her about it, and there is no question that her allegiances lie in red and not in orange and blue anymore, but you see them after the 2019 National Championships, a really strong run for Auburn that year. Here is Lily Hudson, the anchor.
And she can put up that stuck vault that they needed. Great work there from Lily, getting this team back on track, getting that energy back up. Great amplitude throughout the air. Just the smallest of shuffles to the side, but that is the vault and the effort that Ashley wanted from her vault team.
Just that slight step to the left. Those pink lines are just guidelines for the judges. They're not necessarily indicative of any specific deductions, just to give them a guideline of how far off to the center you land. To finish off an outstanding bars rotation right now for Auburn is Kiko Jung. Talk about another national team member finishing off this rotation. She did 9.875 in the anchor spot last week following Olivia's fall.
And Kiko excels on bars. You just saw her first cast handstand right there, locked it on top of the bar and held it. If you notice, she's doing casts with your feet together. You've got to have incredible strength in your shoulders to be able to get all the way up without that straddle.
Wow.
Beautiful job from Kiko there, nailing that dismount. Great way to close it out for this Auburn program.
I mean, that was an exclamation point on top of this rotation that was just massive.
Beautiful work there on that dismount. I love how you see her legs glued together when she's twisting. Sometimes you'll see those knees separate. Great job there from Kiko.
Once we get this score in for Kiko, we will see if indeed this is the best that Auburn has done on bars this season. I would imagine it is. She needs a 9.85 plus in order to get that high score. Disappointing vault rotation, to say the least, though, for Alabama. Lily's score came in as a 9.9. They are dropping, but Noggin's 9.575, but have to count that 9.65 from Jamison Sears as well. Jung's score is a 9.925, and this is a huge lead, already half a point after one rotation. When we come back, we'll explain national qualifying score. Dive into it next. Here against Auburn, but what an incredible cause. There's Sarah Patterson, the legendary head coach here for the Crimson Tide, who started this whole thing back in 2005. Trying to keep the bigger picture in mind for breast cancer awareness, and it's all throughout campus. And Kennedy, it's all throughout the SEC and college sports as well. Alabama will start on bars, Auburn on vault, with Julianne Huff in the leadoff spot with a big step forward.
It's great that Auburn has this huge lineup of 10.0 vaults. You saw Julianne just gave it a little bit too much power off that table, had that big step forward. They're going to want to rein in that power for the rest of the lineup.
Auburn had a 49.3 last week, ranked number 13 in the country on vault. They actually moved up 3 spots once NQS came in this week. Here's where Alabama can start to get it back with Gabby Gladio. This is a very good bars team, and Gabby, a regular season All-American last year.
Gabby opens with a difficult Jaeger to shoot over. You're going to see her connect it right down to her release. Excellent work there. Great job getting that handstand all the way up. Gabby is just such a competitor. That's what Ashley loves about her as an athlete, and great way to start off this lineup with that stick. Alabama needed that. Watch the amplitude she gets off of the bar. So much rise, and then again, it's easily connected right on down to the low bar. Great effort on this dismount there. You saw her spot and then drill those hills into the ground.
In each rotation, the team is afforded one mistake. We saw some low scores drop for Auburn and Alabama last time out. Waiting on Gladio's score here. Rather, Huff's score came in 9.675. My mistake. Sydney Shoemaker there for Auburn.
Super clean landing from Sydney. That was a great vault. The same vault as Julianne, just in the tuck position. When you see these tucked vaults, you want to see them leave the table first before they start to tuck those knees in.
And so 6 gymnasts per team per event. We talked about the best 5 scores count. The lowest will be dropped. Team with the highest cumulative score wins. So that's why it's important to be consistent and make sure that you hit your routines, because you are not afforded many mistakes in college gymnastics at all. Gladio with a 9.875. That's way more like it for Alabama. And now Lily Hudson, 2 of their strongest competitors right off the bat here, who had a 9.775 last week. But that tied her lowest bar score this season.
Great work from Lily there to start it off. You'll see a little bit of leg separation in that first release. Great job, though, getting that handstand all the way up. And another stuck dismount. Alabama's getting this ball rolling. This is not over for this program.
The 4-time All-American is continuing this momentum for the Crimson Tide in the second rotation.
Beautiful work on her dismount. I also love how you see her feet pointed throughout. Sometimes on those tuck skills, you anticipate it, start flexing. She keeps her toes all the way glued down. I love that.
About to see another potential 10-0 instant start value, Sarah Hubbard.
Great work there from Sarah Hubbard. Nice job on that 1.5. The smallest shuffle back. Really clean form throughout. Alex, when we talked with head coach Jeff Graba, they actually said that Sarah Zoyce does a 1.5 as well at the end of their lineup, but it depends on how the beginning of their lineup goes. I'm curious to see if they're going to have her throw that 10.0 vault to get the team all the way there. 6 10-0s in their lineup.
Pretty good one right there for Hubbard, who's competed vault every meet of her now 4-year career on the Plains. Peyton Walker will try to continue a very good Alabama bars rotation. 9.875 and a 9.9. Walker, the freshman, has been in every bars lineup so far.
And you're going to see why right here. She is a dynamic bar worker. She's aggressive. You can tell she's going for all of her skills as hard as she can, and head coach Ashley likes that. Beautiful amplitude. That's probably the best pack I've seen her do this season. So much height and had good distance away from the bar. And then right up to that release move, that's called a ginger. Incredibly difficult to connect it from her other one. And another stick. They are nailing this. You can tell they have this fight in them. They're bouncing back from that ball rotation, ready to get these landings. One of the best pack saltos in the country. Beautiful amplitude. She probably waits 1 second before she catches that bar. And again, legs glued, similar to Lily Hudson's. Throughout that twist. Love to see it.
Very floaty routine right there for Peyton Walker. This is exactly what anybody inside Coleman Coliseum in pink and red today ordered. Chico Jung following a 9.875. Wow! Put it right down to her feet.
That was incredible. That has to be her best vault that she's done this year. But wow, what a beautiful stick. So clean, no question about it. You'll see her pop off the table, really nice rise there. And then really wait on that landing. That's where Alabama struggled. You saw them open earlier. That's why they weren't getting those landings. Nice to see that patience from Kiko throughout her vault.
Held it for that whole second, so the half attempt deduction doesn't come off, which is new this year. And that should be a great score coming in here for Auburn. They're continuing to put the pressure on after that 9.675 from Huff. Shoemaker and Hubbard have hit in a big way. LaCourcier following the 9.875. The sophomore from San Diego at a 9.9 for the second straight week last meet.
Chloe's done great work for Alabama, especially on bars this season. Has clean lines, beautiful extension throughout. Another tucked full in. Oh, tried to find that dismount. Just a little bit too early, had those feet behind her.
Next week's gymnastics doubleheader right here on the SEC Network and ESPN app. How about number 5, Florida in the O'Connell Center? Number 8, Missouri, the opponent at 6 Eastern, and then 17th ranked Bama right here taking on 14th ranked Arkansas at Bud Walton Arena. That's in Fayetteville. Another incredible Friday night heights on the way. Paige Zancan now following up Jung's 9.95. Wow! Auburn's on fire tonight.
They are crushing this competition, and that vault is so difficult. She does a front handspring onto the board and then another one onto the table. First one, second one, and then pops up with that front pike blind landing, nails it. Super impressive. I love the energy from her teammates. They should be that hyped up. That vault is difficult.
Sarah Hubbard leading the charge there. Her career high is a 9.9, which Zancan, the sophomore from Maryland, has already accomplished twice this year. What are the judges going to do with that one? Here's Ryan Fuller. 9.7 from the Corsier is the score that Alabama will try to drop with only Fuller and Adams left.
Ryan put up a big 9.925 last weekend. She could do it again. Another nice pack salto. They're really excelling at that as a program. I like that they're showing this amplitude and height before they catch the bar. Great job on her handstand. She's holding for a second on top as well. And getting the stick train right back on the tracks.
That was a really important routine for Bama, wasn't it?
It was, and it was great to see Ryan, a freshman, follow it up and really nail it. They needed this score. Beautiful job on that release move. Does a great job spotting out of this double layout, finding her feet to the ground and keeping those heels planted.
For Auburn, Zancan tied her career high with a 9.9. At the moment, Huff's 9.675 goes away. What can Sarah Zoyce do?
They kept with the full.
It's a smart call.
It was a smart call. You know, they are counting Julian Huff's 9.675 right now. But I also saw Sarah nail a 1.5 in the warm-up. Would have been cool to see, but I completely understand.
And that's a 9.95 start value, so you don't get the Yurchenko 1.5 10.0, but a lot of times it's easier to put that down well, isn't it?
It is. It's sometimes more important to just get the cleaner vault to your feet. That's going to score maybe a little bit higher than taking that risk of the 10.0 vault with the Yurchenko 1.5.
Shania Adams, the grad student from Columbus, will finish this off. Had a 9.8 in the anchor spot last week in her bar season debut.
Shania has stunning gymnastics, has really worked on getting that consistency. Beautiful effort there. You saw she came in high on that bail down to the low bar, had to fight to hold it. Nailed that dismount. Great to see her back in this lineup, drilling these. They need these scores.
Am I being too hyperbolic in saying holding onto that handstand might have been the meat?
No. This was the most important moment for Alabama. If she would have tipped that, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about what they did do right. And that's that dismount that she just nailed. They needed that. Great job from her.
And that was exactly what Auburn needed. They set a season high on bars in the first rotation. Sarah Zoyce with a 9.875, finishing off a 49.5 vault rotation. We're joined by the Tigers head coach, Jeff Graba. Jeff, you were looking to put it all together here on the road in a place you've never won. I mean, 2 new season highs, mission accomplished, right?
So far.
What have you liked so much from your team tonight?
Just the energy. You know, we came in, we're loose, we're having fun, and, you know, it's a young team, so if they don't take themselves too seriously, I think we're usually pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with where we are right now.
Yeah, the energy in here, Jeff, is electric. Your team looks great. What would you like to see them do going into this floor rotation?
I just asked them if they're having fun. They said yes. So I said we could continue this on the next event. So just have a party. Let's go to floor and have some fun.
All right, Jeff, thanks so much for the time as always.
Yep, thank you.
And so they don't only hold on to this lead, but they grow it halfway home. We're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into one of the best rivalries in sports when we return to Tuscaloosa next. Goes for Alabama. Auburn takes basketball, and that 1 versus 2 huge matchup right here earlier. And taking a look at the all-around scores so far, it is Kiko Jungs to lose, though Lily Hudson and Gabby Gladio are right there. They are going to need to perform superbly in the final 2 rotations in order for Alabama to have a chance. They start on beam with Chloe LeCourcier. The sophomore tied her season high with a 9.875 last week. The Kennedy, they had to count a 9.275 in that meet up in Missouri.
Yeah, this was the event that they really struggled on the most, Alex. They just really haven't put it all together. This is the competition that Ashley wants them to step up and deliver. And if there's anybody ready to do that, that's Chloe. Chloe's been consistent in this first starter position as well as going second throughout the season so far, doing excellent work. Finishing with her dismount here. She closes with a round off 1.5, another blind landing. There from Chloe. You could tell she fought to hold on to that stick.
Good start for Alabama on beam as Auburn heads to floor with the 49.175 last week. They didn't have a score above 9.875. Had to count a 9.75. Ranked the 19th team in the country on floor. Actually, their lowest ranked event. They have a ton of depth, though. This is a team that has really done a lot of pressure sets in the gym. And the athletes that have been chosen here are the 6 are the best for the job, even though we had a lot to choose from. Zancan starts.
Opens with this front through to double pike. Had a little stumble. No problems today, though. Earlier, this arena is tough to compete in. You do not hear the crowd as much as you would in any other arena. It's just a little bit more quiet, making it challenging if you're the opposing team. Paige is doing a great job working through that, focusing on dancing with her team. Closes with a double tuck. Beautiful stick right there, so clean, held on to it. Great way to start this floor rotation. Nice work from Paige there.
Chloe LeCourcier's score in as well.
This is where she had that mistake last week. Great job finding her feet, holding onto the lunge. And this last pass was incredibly impressive. Watch her find that landing and then just stay there like glue.
Didn't even need that controlled step back. So LeCourcier with a 9.85 to kick off Alabama on beam. That's a really good score for a leadoff because generally those scores will build. That's why you build the lineups the way you do. And the freshman now making her beam debut, Ryan Fuller.
I'm excited to see this routine, Alex. Nice job on that connection, especially as a freshman. It's hard to go up against a rival team, and then it's hard to go up when you've had mistakes kind of throughout the meet. You know that that pressure is on. She's doing a great job handling that so far. Setting up her acro series right here, a requirement from all gymnasts. 2 acro elements in the row. Great job there. You see a little bit of nerves on her dance. That comes with time and experience. You can feel more comfortable up there the more you do it.
quick enough there to get the connection?
I think that was quick enough to get the connection. We'll see what the judges do. You'll see those scores are a little tighter this year because the judges are taking deductions for connections. If you don't see a smooth arm swing throughout, they're going to take 1 to 3 tenths on that. Great job from Ryan there for her first routine in Coleman Coliseum. A lot of people around. Really good work there. Nice job on this series here. You could tell she was a little bit off. Great job fighting to keep it on top of the beam. And again, above that 180-degree split. A little stumble, though, like you talked about and asked me about earlier. You saw that little dip in the shoulder. We'll see what the judges decide to do. Reminder, they're from the side. They don't see the same things that we see.
Don't grab a beverage here because this routine could be special here with Sophia Bell. Just a freshman, but man, is she a performer.
Beautiful opening pass. She actually switched that. She used to up front, through to a double tuck. That is such a cleaner landing on that. I'm glad they switched that around. Great job there from her work, from her leaps as well, putting in the work to get those feet all the way around. Sophia's such a fun athlete to watch. When we were watching warm-ups, we were watching her teammates do it on the side with her. And another stuck last pass for this Auburn program. They're doing a great job. Beautiful work from the freshman there. Great work from Sophia. Really nice routine there. Huge amplitude on this pass. Front double twist, that's difficult. That's an E-level pass. In gymnastics, passes have a letter ranking. E's and D's and F's are the hardest skills that you're going to see in gymnastics. Very well done from Sophia right there. And again, spotted that landing and actually was high enough that she could break out and hold on to the stick. Impressive for a freshman.
One of the things Jeff Brabel wanted to see was maximize their scoring at the top of the lineup, and they've done that so far. So Rybicki follows up a 9.85 from LaCourcier and a 9.825 from Fuller. Good start on a tough event for the Tide this year.
That handspring layout right here. Great job on her acro series. Put in that effort to put that front foot down. You saw it pop up just slightly. Takes someone seasoned in their junior year to really know to put that emphasis in the lunge on that front foot. Really great effort there on her leaps and jumps. Those judges want to see legs above 180 degrees in those splitting positions. She closes with a front full. Has to feel where she's at in the air, cannot see her feet coming down into the ground on the landing. Drills it. Super impressive work from Rachel right there. I love watching her do that dismount. She sticks that time and time again. You'll see that front foot just has that slip backwards, keeps that weight forward to keep it on. Had a slight bobble here, just couldn't get all the way around. Great job bending those knees and holding on to it.
Well, Alabama was down by over 5/10, a half a point. That's a huge deficit. They're going to need some help from Auburn, but this was what they needed to do on being at least halfway through this lineup. And here is Olivia Greaves, first season competing on floor for her.
She's having an incredible season, Alex. Coming from elite gymnastics, it's good to see her really break into these lineups. Auburn, these lineups are hard to break into. They've got a lot of depth. They've got a lot of excellent gymnastics.
She had knee surgery in 2023, then a foot injury last December, but Jeff Grabe told us, finally at a spot where I can coach her the same way I did before the injuries.
Last pass right here for Olivia. Closed with a double pike. Same as Sophia. And another great landing. Something that Auburn is really excelling at tonight is finding their feet to the floor on bars and floor so far. You can tell they're putting that focus in the gym and finding that comfortability throughout the season.
And so far, this is exactly what you would expect. Auburn scores on floor a little bit higher than Alabama's on beam, and that's not good news for the Tide.
And this is going to be another big number for them, Alex. Super clean first pass right there. And this double pike had great height. I love how her legs are super straight throughout. She didn't anticipate the landing at all.
And going into this third rotation, Auburn was on track for a high 197. They have continued their really strong night. We'll see what Graves' score comes in. But Noggin follows up Rybicki's 985. So you see that the score is staying right around that 985 mark. See the score tower on the right side. The score that it will eventually be grayed out is the one that needs to be dropped, that will be dropped for both teams.
This is a big moment for Corinne. She was out of the lineup last week. Last time she was in this arena, she had a little stumble on this routine. Big moment for her. Great job on that acro series right there. Held on to it, really fought through it. Beautiful work there on that stag jump. I like how you can see her head release fully back. You want to see those athletes looking at the ceiling if their head is up. Great routine for Corinne. That might be the best one she's done this season. She should feel good about that. Great confidence builder for her.
Tomorrow, right here on SEC Network, 21st ranked Mississippi State taking on Oklahoma. That's at 1 Eastern, and it's followed by number 24 Ole Miss and Vandy. And then we close it out with the second-ranked team in the country, the Florida Gators, heading to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. Here in this building, it'll be Kentucky and Alabama on ESPN tomorrow. Very excited for that one as well. Look at Auburn on floor. A trio of 9.875s. That is consistency. And Kiko John can do much better, though, coming up after Greaves.
She opens with this difficult full twisting double tuck. That is a challenging first pass. That is an E-level tumbling pass. Had a lot of power out of that. Bigger lunge coming out.
And E does not stand for easy.
E does not stand for easy. D stands for difficult. She stumbled on this double wolf turn last week. No issues there today. Great to see that.
The extra hard.
Yes, extra hard. Maybe for Kiko it stands for excellent. A little shy on that 1.5 front full. Had her feet too far in front of her coming into that landing. You want to see those athletes with their feet right underneath their hips.
Did stay on her feet, though, so she avoided the 5/10 deduction mandatory for the fall.
This pass was high. Really big power. Saw that bigger step to the lunge. Great effort there to keep it in a lunge, though, and keep it in bounds. And just a little shy. Had her feet in front on the 1.5, so she was short on the full. Great job staying on her feet, though.
All right, closing it out now for Alabama with two of the best in the country in Hudson and Gladio. Lily had her only fall of the season last year, or last week, that is, falling on her acro series. Can she get it right here in front of the home fans?
Beautiful work there from Lily. Usually she connects that into a layout step out as well.
So she has to make that up somewhere.
She just did right there. And it takes a seasoned competitor like Lily to know that if I don't do my layout step out, I've got to get those tenths somewhere else. And she did that in that switch leap that you just saw. Super smart choice from Lily there.
Part of that roster construction, or the routine construction, that is. Coaches worry about the roster construction. The routine construction, because you've got to get to that 10-0 start value.
You do have to get to that 10-0 start value. But even if your routine is constructed that way, sometimes you just forget. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Literally, it takes a seasoned athlete, but also you have to have the intelligence while you're doing the gymnastics under pressure to know that you have to throw in another element that she might not have even warmed up. Right here is where she made up for missing that layout step out. Great choice, nice amplitude and full splits. Should be a solid score from Lily there.
Right now dropping a 9.825. You see Ryan Fuller on the right side of your screen for Alabama. Her score is grayed out. They would drop that one. Gabby McLaughlin, the 5th year from Irving, Texas, who not only performs on floor, she does choreography for most of her teammates as well. Pico after that stumble with a 9.75, trying to get rid of that score.
Beautiful opening pass from Gabby. I love her gymnastics. It's big, it's sharp, it's dynamic. A difficult Torjita Wolf, 1.5, a little shy with that leg. You want to see those legs parallel with the floor if you see those wolf positions or pike positions. Closes with a double pike. Struggled with this pass last week. No issues today. Really well done from Gabby there.
Auburn coach Jeff Grava told us that in order to compete in the SEC, you need to want to perform in front of 15,000 people. And that is exactly what Gabby is. And Kennedy, something that I know you really enjoyed and was a big part of your gymnastics personality. I mean, what is it about getting the opportunity to do floor here in the SEC?
Well, not everybody gets to do it. And I think every athlete that's in that lineup knows how special it is to get to perform in front of a crowd and play it with the crowd. You know, you see the crowd in the background when you're doing your routine, and it feels good when people know your dance. Gabby loves that energy. She feels it as well when she's on beam in that anchor spot.
And here is Gabby Gladio, who fell in the anchor spot last week. They dropped her 9.225.
Opens with a hard back handspring 2-foot layout. Most of the athletes you see doing those layout positions come down on 1 foot. You've got to have a lot of flight and amplitude off that beam to take in those 2 feet landings. Great work there from Gabby.
At the moment, they are making up a little bit of ground on Auburn, though it would help if Gladio could go 9.9 plus.
Well, so far, this routine is setting it up for that. It's incredibly clean. Her connections are smooth. Her landings are solid. It should be a pretty high score if she can get this dismount. Closes with a double twist.
Wow. Wow.
She should be excited about that. That was the exclamation point that they needed in this lineup. Such an improvement for Alabama, and to have Gabby close it out like that is impressive. This series is difficult, and it's intense. Landing on 2 feet, that beam is not a forgiving surface. It's hard, and holds those heels down. I love how you see them digging into the mat.
That was a stunning beam routine for Gabby Gladio. We'll see what the judges give her, but it is probably going to be that 9-9 plus score that they were looking for. Sophia Groth finishes off in the anchor spot here for Auburn. 9-9 plus in each of the previous 2 meets before last week, where she had a 9.875. So that tells you her potential.
Great job on her opening pass. That's a front double twist, another E-level tumbling pass. Nice work on that jump and leap series. I like how in your Wolf you saw her legs parallel to the floor. That's exactly what the judges want to see. Nice work there from Sophia. I love the toes digging into the ground. She wanted that stick so bad. And Sophia is an athlete that it's now rare to see these 3-pass routines. A lot of athletes do 2 passes and 2 leap series. Sophia only does 1 with 3 passes, has to have that endurance and strength. And to do it as a senior is incredible. Beautiful job from Sophia. I love watching her gymnastics so much. So much height on this. Had to find her coach out of that. I love that she was spotting her teammate. And this was incredible. Watch her toes. Fighting, fighting, fighting so hard. Holding on to every single 10th for her team. You love to see that in these athletes.
So Kiko Jung's 9.75 is going to go away and should be a good score for Groth. I mean, what consistency? 4 9.875s other than Jung's score, and much, much better for Alabama. 49.375. That is a new season high. We wanted to see how would they respond in a rivalry matchup. Well, it's been mission accomplished, at least on beam. Joined by the Alabama Crimson Tide head coach, Ashley Johnston. All right, Ashley, obviously not the way that you wanted this meet to start out, but Shania's save on bars, the way you just competed on beam, you talked about this team being fighters. What's impressed you the most about the response?
You know, it's just that. It's that they are fighters. And, you know, vault is actually one of our best events. And if you would have seen warm-ups, we stuck every vault cold. Of course, it doesn't matter if you do it in warm-up, only in the meet. But I am proud of them for taking what was a disappointing start, turning it around, lighting it a fire, and coming back strong on bars and beam.
Lily and Gabby had that 1-2 punch on beam, and then they do the same thing on floor. What are you looking forward to seeing from them and the rest of your team on the next event?
You know, Lily and Gabby are incredible leaders. They've really set the tone, the standard of what excellence looks like, and so I'm excited to see them just do what they know how to do. They don't need to do more than what they do on an everyday basis. Each person has to do their job. No one person can do it alone. It takes a team, and that's what we're looking to do right now.
Ashley, thank you so much. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Straight all-around title. This is a freshman that has taken the nation by storm.
Kaylin is incredible. She looks like a senior competitor out there, hitting time and time again. Great, great work. I cannot wait to see where the rest of her season takes her.
Especially in the SEC championships and in the NCAA as well. All right, well, so far, Auburn has done nothing but expand their lead since being up by a half a point. They are right in the driver's seat to arguably pull this upset because they've never won here inside this building. And it was about consistency in that third rotation for the Tigers.
It was, and they showed that and delivered it. I know they want to carry that consistency into this beam lineup. You can feel the energy in here, Alex. It's intense. You can feel this tension.
Auburn set season highs not only on bars to start, but also on vault. Just incredible work with a 49.5.
This vault rotation was huge for them. You could see them carry this momentum straight into their floor rotation. Great sticks from them on vault.
And this is such a young team. I mean, Jeff Grabe thinks it might be the youngest in the entire country. 64% of their routines coming from underclassmen. And Kiko Jong and company, they have just responded so brilliantly to competing in college from elite.
They did a great job in the preseason, really setting the tone, getting that leadership from people like Sophia Groth and Olivia Hollingsworth, and then mentoring the freshmen. And you can see these underclassmen stepping up and delivering for their team.
Now, on the other side for Alabama, this is a little bit deceiving because you look at the overall percentage and you're like, what's the big deal? 34% coming from underclassmen. All right. Well, the upperclassmen that have been competing have not really been in lineups throughout their career because of Luisa Blanco and Makari Doggett. So that's a little bit misleading.
It is. They still have a lot of new faces in their lineup as well. When we talked to head coach Ashley, she was saying that this is a different season for them. They're putting in new routines. They've got new faces. They've got a little bit of a longer runway to take off for their plane, but they are going to take off. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Now he can.
In one of the toughest places to compete all season long and certainly throughout gymnastics history, and they are trying to get themselves geared up once again inside in Tuscaloosa because Alabama's got a lot of work to do. Olivia Ahern will begin for Auburn on beam. It's their best event. The freshman is trying to set the tone here in the leadoff spot.
She has done impressive work throughout the season on this beam routine. Consistently leading off, and as a freshman, especially at an away meet, it is difficult. The pressure of the crowd, the intensity of the meet, it's a lot to face. And Olivia's doing a great job rising to that pressure. She got the dismount stick last week. And they are finding these landings so easily today. Sticking on all four events, clean sticks. Really great work from Auburn.
They were lights out last week, a 49.425, and that was only their third highest score of this season. And just to show you how good Auburn has been so far tonight, they only need a 48.625 to score 197 and a 48.925 to tie their season high. That is very, very doable. Alabama on floor now. A season high 49.575 for them last week, and they will start off with Peyton Walker.
A slight change in the lineup, Alex. They originally had Jamison Sears up first. She's been battling that illness. They decided to put Peyton in instead. Smart choice. Similar to bars, Peyton is aggressive on floor. Big dance, big tumbling.
Peyton had a 9.875 on bars in her other event tonight.
Great attention to detail on those leaps. Done. I love how she closes with that switch leap, so much height. Great job from Peyton leading it off, especially going in kind of last minute. Way to set the tone for her team. Nice height here. Had to fight to stay in that lunge, slid back a little bit. And watch the height on this switch leap. Huge amplitude off the floor.
So Ahern started on beam with a 9-9. It's about as good as you can do it. And now Greaves, just her 4th collegiate beam routine, trying to send Auburn to a win. Stay on the beam, and they've done it.
Beautiful work there from Olivia. Nice job on that acro series. You're going to see a lot of extension and specificity throughout her routine. She had that gymnastics quality about her in elite, and she's carried over to college gymnastics. Closing with a gainer pike. Nice job from Olivia, the Olivias. Great work starting off this Auburn beam lineup. They've got a great beam team. They just build off of one another. Really nice work keeping it on the beam. Just a slight balance check, but that should be a good score for them.
Yeah, lots of love from the associated coach, Sarah Carver-Milne, and Alabama trying to make up over a 5-10th deficit. And they need types of routines like they got from Peyton Walker, but they need them to be even better. Pressure is on Rachel Rybicki, who tied her career high with a 9-9 last week. Really finding her footing right now.
She is. It's nice to see her really step into this role this season. We spoke about it earlier, those fresher faces, and she's definitely one of those that we haven't seen as much throughout the year. She's now breaking into these lineups, doing a good job, finding that consistency throughout the year. I love how you see her teammate Lily Hudson in the back cheering her on. They're two of the most hyped up on the team, the competitors. Lily and Gabby, they are ready to support those teammates. Beautiful work straight into her choreography on that last pass, exactly what the judges want to see.
I like the elephant at the end, too.
Really solid routine there from Rachel. That should be a decent score. They want to start breaking into these 9-9s if they want to keep up with Auburn. Super clean opening pass. I love how you see her feet pointed throughout the double tuck. And again, super clean. She showed that she finished it first before she went into her choreography.
Zancan now following a 9-9, and then Greaves' score was a 9-8-5. Just to give you some perspective, with Alabama being down about 5/10 coming in, that is equal to a fall. The deduction for a fall on beam. So this is not over by any means, but Auburn is certainly still in the driver's seat.
And they are driving that car, Alex. They've had looking to be three solid routines so far. And lineups build, so they're building off of each of these sticks, building off of each routine that's hit. It's hard to throw off a team when they've already started building that momentum up.
And you only get better with Growth and Jung and McLaughlin to come. Wow.
Stick queens this meet. Slaying so hard.
This is really incredible. Auburn has come in with a fire and an intensity. I mean, Jeff Graba asked his entire team, what do you remember about, the 2015 team? What do you remember about the 2016 team? Well, the 2016 team was the one that was able to knock off the Alabama Crimson Tide for the first time in forever. He was like, be remembered. Do something that's never been done before. Make your mark in Auburn history. And if they win tonight inside Coleman Coliseum, that's exactly what they would be doing. Chloe Lacourcier follows Rybicki's 9-9.
Beautiful work on that double tuck. That was such a clean stick. Showed that she had that landing before she stepped into the lunge. Another clean pass for Chloe. Nice job there. They know that every 10th matters right now. You're about to see the rest of this Alabama lineup fight through these floor routines, wanting to save every single moment to be competitive with Auburn. I love how you see the support of assistant coach Amelia Hunley in the background. My former teammate, she has always had such coaching energy, such leadership energy. Even as an athlete, it's nice to see her carry that as an assistant coach at Alabama.
And she was younger than you, and you thought that maybe sometimes in terms of the way she carried herself, she might have even been older.
Yeah, do we have to talk about age on the air, Alex? Is that, I don't, wait a second.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
This was a clean routine from Chloe. Alabama needed this. Nice job on that first pass. And again, you're gonna see that landing held, kept weight in that front foot, showing off that endurance, has that 3-pass routine.
All right, back to beam here with Sophia. Following the 9.925 from Zancan. And Growth tied her career high with a 9.95 last week. She's in great form.
She's always so excited about that series. And if I was doing that acro series, I would have the same expression because that is hard. Great save. I could tell out of the first leap she was super crooked. Takes somebody seasoned and experienced to put that back on top of the beam. Well done from Sophia right there. Poses with this new dismount for her. Cartwheel gainer full. Hop backwards, but clean routine on top of the beam.
All that Auburn needs right now is 2 9/8s in the last 3, and they've won this meet.
Well, I think they got that with Sophia. And you'll see she was crooked. Way to follow through. If the judges would have seen a pause right there, she would have lost that connection. Great effort from Sophia to keep those arms moving into the next skill.
1 down, 1 to go. And you've got a former elite and one of the best beam workers in the entire country to come. Now Shania Adams. It's not going to be for lack of trying for Alabama, though. They're starting to put up some big numbers. Back-to-back 9.9s here for the Crimson Tide. They need to keep going.
And this back end of their lineup, Alex, is their sweet spot. Shania, Lily, Gabby, they can put up these huge numbers for the program. Last time Gabby was here, she almost got a 10. Last week, Lily got a 10. I know that they want big hits out of them. So clean on her leaps. I love watching Shania's gymnastics. It looks effortless. Poses with a round off 1.5 front layout. Has that blind landing coming into the floor. Held on to that choreography pose. Dance right out of it. You see those toes digging into the ground. I like that they're fighting for these 10s. Good work here on that opening tumbling run. I love that double hold tight because her feet are pointed. Sometimes you'll see people's feet flexed, getting ready to land on the floor. She excels in that extension throughout. Her lines are clean.
Kiko Jong now has a chance to clinch Auburn's first win inside this building in program history. 9-8-5, the score for growth, though that is the one that is currently being dropped. That's how good this rotation has been. Jung already has 5 scores of 9-8-5 or better in her freshman year.
And I'm going to say that I feel like Kiko was prepped for this moment specifically from last week. Last week, she had to do this routine during a 10-0. This week, she's doing it in an intense environment, and she's delivered now hopefully twice. Shows that she can really rise to that pressure. It's also good prep for the postseason. Competitions feel this intense when you're at SECs and regionals and nationals. Anticipated that dismount. You could tell she was going for the stick.
Now the door might just be open for Alabama. Shania Adams just posted the 3rd straight 9-9 as the plot thickens here inside Coleman Coliseum. Wow. All right. Lily Hudson coming off her first perfect 10 on the floor last week. She has 3 scores of 9-9 or better this season. This is a fun one, a showstopper. And let's see what she's got cooked up here for this crowd at home.
I've been waiting for this routine. I'm so excited to see it. Opens with this difficult front double twist. So well done. And head coach Ashley said that she's been just so consistent throughout practice. She does 10.0 routines like 10 times a week throughout the practices. It's about delivering, though, on meet day. It's nice to see it finally pay off for Lily last week getting that 10. One of the most impressive things about her routine last week was her last pass. She ends with a 2.5 twist, another hard tumbling pass, and she stuck it cold. Most times you see those forward-facing passes, you're going to see them step to a finish or to a lunge. So to finish with your feet together from a twisting pass is more than impressive. This is where she got that stick. You could tell she fought for it. She was going to go for it. It was a very clean landing, though, coming out of it. Nice routine from Lily again. That should be a big score for Alabama. That was a clean routine from Lily. We'll see what the judges decide to do with that. I really like this front pass because the first one, she doesn't put her hands down, which means she has to be completely correct to get that front double twist off the ground and high enough. And this 2.5 twist, another hard pass. Really fought to get that stick. I like how you could see her legs plied, ready for the landing.
And now here is Gabby McLaughlin. Pressure on. We knew that they needed 2 9-8+ scores in the final 3. Jung's came in as a 9-6-2-5. So this is a really important routine here for someone with all the experience you could ever want on the beam for Auburn. 9-9-5 coming in for Lily Hudson on floor.
Great save from Gabby right there. It's hard to compete when a 10's thrown. You hear the crowd around you. If there's anybody ready to rise to that pressure, though, it's Gabby. We spoke about it earlier. She likes the pressure. She wants to be remembered. She's ready for this moment. Sharp stick from Gabby. We'll see if that's high enough to get it done in Coleman Coliseum.
That should do it. 9-8 or better. Auburn has accomplished the goal, something that this class has really set their eyes on. They knew they'd have the opportunity inside Coleman Coliseum to make history.
I think that's been their advantage this season. They were kind of a dark horse coming into the season, especially their freshman class, and they have just stepped up and delivered in such a major way. You cannot count them out for a second.
Gabby Gladio finishes up the meet. She had a 9.95 following Lily's 10 last week. Tied for 5th on the floor with Cal's Maya Lazan, one of 6 gymnasts to get at least a 9.975 this year. Just enjoy this one.
This is an impeccable routine. You saw that opening tumbling pass. She has so much height. You see most athletes wrap and pull their legs around. She's so high in the air. She can get it done without grabbing. Last time Gabby was in this arena, she got a 9.975. 110 was thrown. You might see 2 today. Beautiful job on her leaps. I love that her legs were well above that 180 degrees, but she clearly showed her feet all the way around. Ends with this front 1.5 twist, also known as a front Rudy. I love, you see Jamison screaming in the back for her. That support is necessary. That should be a pretty big number, Alex. One of Gabby's best routines of her career. This first pass is jaw-dropping. She has so much amplitude in the air, and it's consistent on that amplitude. Rises the same way, and again, shows it off in that split jump to close it out.
She had an absolutely phenomenal night. But Tuscaloosa is Tiger Town tonight with Gabby McLaughlin's score of 9.85. Auburn wins inside Coleman Coliseum for the first time ever.
And Gabby just got a 10.
What a way to cap off a memorable, historic night in Tuscaloosa. A well-deserved 10.
Wait, no, it's a 9.95.
A well-deserved 9.95. Jumped the gun just a little bit there, Kennedy. That's
They were
okay.
hyped. I didn't know.
They were hyped. They're absolutely hyped. But, I mean, it was an extraordinary meet. Alabama got the score they needed. Well, let's be honest. Yes, they didn't get a win here, and this is going to be a night that Auburn is never going to forget, especially with a new season high of 197.75. But Alabama's 197.35 is exactly what they wanted to see as they try to build to the SEC championships. We'll be back with Auburn star Sophia Groth and wrap it up after this. Sophia Groth, the star of the Auburn Tigers, here on not a night that you would at all call an upset, but nothing that had ever been done here inside Coleman Coliseum. First time the Tigers had won. Lily Hudson does capture the all-around with a phenomenal 39.625, but I mean, Auburn sets a season high on vault, also tying their program high. They also did the same on bars, setting a new season high, and it was a great meet for both teams, with Auburn with the 197.75. Alabama got the score that they needed as they try to qualify for the SEC championships. Kennedy, I mean, what an incredible performance, and really a great night of gymnastics all around.
This was such a fun night, Alex. It was incredible to watch Auburn get that win in Coleman Coliseum, but also it was a good meet for Alabama. They can use this score to help contribute to that NPS that we've talked about all meet long.
No question. Well, we are not done with gymnastics here on the ESPN Family Network. You can catch the end weekend of Florida and Oklahoma by tuning into ESPN2 right now. But that will do it for us here in Tuscaloosa, which has been painted blue and orange on a terrific set of Friday night hikes here in this beautiful arena, in this beautiful city. Auburn gets the win for the first time ever here inside Coleman, and that will do it for us with Kennedy Baker for our fantastic SEC Network crew. I'm Alex Perlman saying so long, Auburn over Alabama in a huge rivalry win.